because it looks like there's a little lighting issue. There's a shadow. You want me to fix that?
Yeah, sure. Helen, why don't you just take over the whole production?
It's a lot of work. It seems second nature. I fell into it, but I didn't because I think I'm attracted to decorating and making things fun and beautiful. I'm not an interior decorator. People ask if I could do their houses, but I'm more interested in telling a story and getting into the nitty-gritty of like what a character has to say through their living environment and what they're touching and what might be floating in the background. So like each week, it's not scripted, but I'll put on the whiteboard at the back of the AP Bio classroom a chemistry problem because he's not teaching AP Bio, but the school's alive and there are other classes that happen. So I'll put a different chemical formula, maybe that kind of might be a super nerdy joke that relates to something that's happening in the script, and somebody could look for that. Or if you look at a Post-it really closely, you might find something that if it doesn't get on camera, at least the actors can like see the inside joke and like feel a little bit of connection to their set and their world, and it might be kind of magical. We started with the concept of AP Bio and went into each of the classrooms and different schools and kind of looked at it. We look at posters and yearbooks, especially yearbooks and stuff like that kind of give you ideas for signs and classes and clubs and all those sorts of things that keep the school looking alive. And you have like just like teams that come in and a lot of costumes that we work a lot with the costumes department, and they inspire like what we do, and we kind of bounce ideas off of each other. And I get a lot of feedback from Mike because he has like, the ultimate like his little genius. He has great ideas, so he kind of knows like what to do. We have a 5-day cycle when we make an episode, and every week we have a new, for every episode, we have a new, from the script we start and get inspired by that and kind of create the layers for what story we want to tell subconsciously for everyone to kind of like read as kids are passing through the hallways. And then we have a team of people who are creating signs from computer also down to like with the graphics department, and people who will just hand paint it and go crazy with glitter. And we kind of like it to look homemade and have a little bit of not uneducated, but inexperienced artistry to it. Sometimes in the art department and set deck department, we have a lot of people who are almost too talented, and we just kind of close our eyes and do things with our left hand or the opposite hand. So there's some tricks that we do to do that, and then we try to simplify things so that it's just a quick read and really funny and kind of like just kind of sparks a little happiness to everything. Sometimes like we'll have a few scripts or clues ahead of time for each of the episodes, and it might be 5 episodes ahead that will start planting clues down the hallways or on people's desks, or just like choose a different color paper clip to kind of clue in that somebody's a little bit more school-spirited, or have things lined up in a rainbow because somebody's really excited about looking at prisms in a science class in the future episode. So things like that happen, but I hope people notice them because they're kind of fun to do. So.
Do you have science advisors?
They do in the writing pool over there, and then they give us some notes and say like, okay, we're interested in talking about these points, and so we go with that.
Like I'm looking at the board behind you where it's like synthase or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
How do you know that that's,
Yes.
I used to know that would be true in high school. I've lost all of that in the 20 years.
Yeah, and all of that information for me too lies dormant from AP Bio in high school. They had AP Bio teachers come in and advise for the writing, and then we also did our research and get notes from people like that. And then some of it is things actually my biology teacher would be happy to know in high school and maybe in college that I remembered some things. But we do double-check and fact-check things as much as possible to make it work. So I've never been to Toledo, Ohio. I'd like to go. But there are things that we discover about the city. So I know there's a Maumee River nearby, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, I hope. And are you from Toledo as well? Or?
From Ohio.
From Ohio, yeah. So it seems like really like gorgeous. I'm finding out that, I'm trying to make things as universal as possible because a high school story is everyone's experience, I hope, and so, at least in the United States. So I like to give like each character their backstory when I'm dressing. Like we get a beautiful script and I kind of like put my head around it and think about the characters, or like like Durbin's character, he went to Kent State, and we double checked with Mike to make sure that we're not crisscrossing stories, because I want to make sure that, like, when in the future they tell a story, it'll be kind of a solid, seamless thing. But sometimes, you know, middle names get inserted or changed when they finally land on it and stuff like that. So it's interesting. But when we go back to like where Toledo is authentic and where it is a universally like cool high school that is a happy place for kids to go to, that we kind of want to meld the two together so it's relatable to everybody. The DP has a very beautiful, like a vision of how he wants to paint with this light that he does, and frame things, and we kind of coordinate that. And you know, my job is to work with the designer to make sure that the colors tell the story of where we are. So in the high school, things are bright and colorful, and then the light kind of plays off of the mood on things, and we kind of coordinate ideas like that. When we go to Jack's mom's house, it's a little bit different because there's a color palette that we kind of planned for it to be a kind of step back and make sure that he is enveloped with his mother's like history and hasn't changed it really, but she has, we kind of went through the different approaches of primary colors and happy bright colors for the first layer at the high school. At the house, we have layers that are kind of secondary, kind of like almost muted colors. And when we go out into the real world, it kind of is just what it is, but it almost kind of makes me happy in the same way that we used to look at old British comedies where you'd see, like, when they go outside, they're shot with film, and inside it's shot with video. For me, at least, I see it that way. And so we kind of have, like, it's almost like a way to animate every space and activate it and kind of make it interesting, I guess.